Hello, this is Dimitri with Ukidz LLC and UGears US. Today we're going to be doing assembly of Engine Clock by UGears mechanical models. That one's got 265 pieces. It is medium level, so it's not like super advanced. So it's not a lot of parts. It should take about 5 hours for you guys to assemble. I'm probably going to be clocking around three and a half. Now let's see how long it's actually going to take me. Probably we'll have to do a couple of side views for the assembly because obviously it is a clock and it does require some operation on there. So just to see the operation, we will probably have to move the camera a little bit, but at least the beginning we can do from overview from the top. So let's go ahead and open this box. Let's see, it's a newer design, so you just need to slide something on the side or pull the tab here. Just open it up and get it opened. By the way, I do have my tools next to me, so it is a precision file. Have a scissors, probably not going to need it for this assemble. I have a little paper clip undone just for some other models that we've done. Pen, just in case if I need to write something down. A little knife or a hobby knife. Cutter, just to cut some parts out. Some old of the helping tools. Stack of sandpapers, which I probably don't need. And I think that's about it as far as the assembly concerned. And also, of course, I use whatever's provided inside. Those are just extra tools. They're not required. It's just my preference to make it a little faster, a little bit easier assembly. But otherwise, they're not necessary. All right, so let's see. That's a larger model, but there's only, let's see, 5 boards on it. Instructions that come with the assembly. Actually, I should say 5.5 boards, I guess. We do have a little bit of small envelope with some parts. We got spring in here. We have another piece of sandpaper. Got a ton of those. I have rubber band, large. I have a couple small rubber bands. I have some pins, ball, guess for counterweight, wax. Let's see, couple 3 pins, 4 pins. 4 pins, 2 small rubber bands, 1 large rubber band, and looks like that's it. Nothing else in this envelope, so I can put it aside. I'm gonna put these parts on the side too, and I'm gonna get to the manual. All right, in the manual, we have the first page as always. Just follow the assembly instructions, pull the parts carefully, wax them, make sure to reduce the friction. Do not light up the candle because it is a candle wax, so but you don't want to light it up. Page 3 will have all the symbols that we're gonna see in the booklet. First one, exclamation mark. It's pay attention because there is some directionality, or you need to make sure you use the right part or put it the right way, and so on, so on. Sandpaper, wax. That's a little symbol with the gear. Toothpick and the candle wax. Or tea candle wax. I have those on the side just in case if I'm gonna need to have some little extra wax for the assembly. When you see 2 gears with the arrows, that means you need to make sure the mechanism is working and operational. Little fan with arrows, meaning that part should be free moving. Ruler, measuring. So usually it is included, like on a page, they'll have a little ruler on here. That you can use, or in my case I have this little nice pad with the pre-marked spaces on here for specific size, so I got the numbers down here that I can go through. And the last one is scissors, so probably either scissors or knife. Most likely we're going to be cutting the rubber band here, so one or the other. Also, in the middle here, it shows which spare parts you have for the assembly. So anything extra, that, like just in case if you break something, those are the extra parts that you're going to see or you can find on the board. Usually those are marked with a little plus sign. So if you see plus pointing to the part or right next to the part number or something like that, that means it's an extra component in case if you break the original. So We're hoping that we're not going to break anything, but you never know, so that's why those are included. Otherwise, you can contact us at info@ugears.us or contact manufacturer directly, customer service at ugearsmodels.com. All right, let's move on to page number 4 and start the assembly. Once again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you like the models, or even if you don't, just to follow us. There's some nice, interesting content, and most of it is the assembly of UGears models. So post it on there now on a regular basis, so you're gonna see more and more of me as we go along. One thing I forgot to mention, on page number 3, board number 1, bottom left, has a helping tool. So that's the tool to push or help you push the smaller parts out, or squeeze the parts together so you don't break your fingers or hurt your fingers during the assembly. And so that's the part I just pulled out, and I usually put it on the side. And that's what I mentioned, I have some parts from previous assemblies just sitting on the side here, just in case if I break it or whatever the reason is. All right, let's start with the assembly. Page number 4, step number 1 on the top left is we need to part 1 and 2 join together for a subassembly A1. Let's see. And those are located on board number 1 and board number 2. There's a bunch of them. It looks like based on the first page, we're gonna need 7 of them. So I might as well just do 7 A1s. For some reason, it's not marked here. Maybe they added in newer versions or something like that. But I'm just gonna mark it for them if this thing writes. A little cold in here, times 7. So maybe they will modify unless it's already modified in newer versions of it. Anyway, let's see, number 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 parts 1 on board number 1. And then board number 2 will have 7 part number 2s. So part number 2, the difference is these are a little thicker, so that's the way to distinguish them. They're all over the board. So find them. They're large enough for you to see. Top right corner, bottom right corner, middle left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so we start with those. We need to combine them into A1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, now step number 1 to the right. We need part number 3, 4 parts number 4, and 2 parts number 5. Part number 3 is the top right corner of board number 1. And so this is that large part. There are a bunch of little parts within it, so we need to pull those out. Usually I push them from the back. That way the if there is any fiber that's pulls from the board, it will stay on the part that we're pulling out. Otherwise, if you're gonna go the other way, it's gonna stay to pull it off the it will pull it off of the main component, and you don't want that. There's a bunch of part number 4s. There's a couple extras. Then part number 7, 2 of them. I'm just putting those on the side not to lose them. I'm pulling all the parts and more 4s. We have part 30 and a couple other ones, which are 15 and 37. Looks like those are spares. All right, so with the design facing towards you, we need 4 number 4s, and I'm going to use my helping tool to push these out. They're smaller components, so a little tough on your fingers when you push those out. All right, we got 4 of these. We need 2 parts number 5. They're on board number 1, little below to the right of that large part number 3. So we got 2 of them. And so with the thick portion of part number 4, we're gonna insert it into number 5 from the back. So part with the decoration on it is gonna go towards the front, towards you. And then as you insert them, you put them into the 2 top holes here, and then 2 holes in the middle. And just align them, squeeze them in, and then you can use your tool to push it down to make sure it's nice and flat. And then same thing for the second one. Insert them in here, go into the center, make sure you line up the parts if they're a little crooked, or you can insert them into the number 3 component first and then push part number 5 over it. So this is step number 1. Step number 2, we need parts number 6 to 7 and 8. They're also on board number 1. Bottom right between these 2 little half circles is part number 6. Then 2 7s that are the ones that we pulled out from part number 3. Get those out. And then part number 8, which is also on board number 1 in the bottom right here, a little below the middle. All right, so here we need to insert part number 6 with this little step towards the top, like this. So the 2 tabs gonna go in here right at the center on the bottom of the part number 3. 2 7's gonna go diagonally to the right top and left top of that. And then part number 8 over these 3 tabs with a hole at the top center. Get those straighten them out, and we're good to go. Now in step number 3, we need the 3 pins out of 4. And those pins gonna go into, let's see, from the back. Oh, I inserted this one from the front. We need to turn it around and insert it from the back. Did it on the wrong side. Once again, mistakes do happen. We can fix most of them. If you break any parts during that, you can always contact for the replacement. And just push it from the back. All right, now the 3 pins gonna go the top in between this number 5 hole right in the middle, and then 1 on the through port number 8 that we just inserted, and that one's gonna go only so far as part number 6, that little step that we just inserted with. And then we need part number 9 7 times. That's on the bottom, a little bit to the left of the center line of board number 1. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So 7 parts. Those from the back, we're gonna insert our little A1 components with the thicker parts towards the part number 3 here. And we're pushing through 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 of the holes, and then part number 9 is gonna lock it on the other end. Make sure that little burned out circle is facing towards the outwards. So let's see, 1 2 and it doesn't specify if there's any, like 1 or 2 has to be at the top, so it doesn't matter, but it may matter on how they, so if you can't insert the part in one way, just turn it 90 degrees and try the other way. So like that's what's working in my case. I guess there is a little bit of directionality there. So I can insert it there, I turn it around, and push it in. And we're doing it 7 times. All right, got all 7, and that's our subpart number A, subassembly number A. All right, moving on to the page number 5. Well, making sure that we're still recording, I'm gonna put that part on the side, and we're gonna go with the step number 1 at the top. Need part number 10, which is on board number 2, and that one's gonna be at the top left corner. We need to wax these little gears or gear teeth, and let's see, we're gonna use our wax. I'm gonna use the going one way, then we need to make sure that we wax every single one, and then turn the part around. I'm going the other way. Waxing it from inside. Once again, the more wax you put, I mean, in the beginning, that will prevent from operation. Let's see, the wax separated a little bit. Probably make it a little bit easier for me to wax it. But wax does create a little bit of a friction in the beginning when you start operating the mechanism, but then eventually it will even out and kind of help you. It will actually be the other way around. So just wax all around. I'm gonna remove all the excess so it's not like sticking out or hanging on there. And let's see, is there is a directionality. So the teeth should face clockwise direction. At least that's the way it looks. And from the front, that will make it front of the wheel or gear. We're gonna insert part number 4 into these holes, openings that are all around at the almost at the edge. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those are we pulled out from inside part number 3. So we got all 8, and then the thicker portion is gonna go into these openings, and they should fit very well. If they don't, you just use your helping tool just to push them a little bit further into the assembly or into the gear. But they are seated nice and right. All right, there's one that is one opening that is marked. Not sure if it's marked on purpose or not. And then we put over these little number 4s, we put part number 11 and 12. They're on board number 1, bottom right. So, and these have little clock or minute marks or whatever it is. And we do need to wax these gears also. So number 11 at the top, I guess there's, I'll split them at that little X. I'm not sure, it doesn't show it on the drawing, so I'm assuming it may or may not affect it. Yes, it will affect it, because the X should match with the little X here. So there is a little cross that needs to match. I guess I figured it out on my own. Let's see, match marks. All right. because you need to make sure that all these teeth are matching. And now I'm using this little smaller piece, so I'm waxing gears on both sides as I'm going through them. And let's see, and that front and back. So I don't need to turn it upside down or around to wax it the other direction, because I'm doing it right now. As you can see, I'm one move, one on the top, one on the bottom, and just move that excess a little bit out of the way. All right, get that excess off. All right, where's our X? Matching X. I have to do it against the board to make sure all these guys are straight, because they try to turn a little bit. All right, all around, and then part number 12, I guess. On the others, tabs. One fell out. There we go. One. Got it. Let's see, make sure that everything is lined up and everything is nice and waxed. All our gears are aligned, and now in the center we insert in step number 3. We insert part number 13, 2 of them. They're on the bottom left of board number 1. And then part number 15, 3, bottom left. And then 2 parts number 14. They're also a little bit to the left of the center line. On the bottom left of the board number 1. All right, number 13. And let's see, we can only insert them one way. Because the distance in between is too large. If you go the other way, all the way, then part number 14, all the way through, all the way to the ends, as far as it can go, and then part number 15, 3 times, and then one, make sure they're cleaned up from any burrs or extra part or extra material. Number 2, make sure they're all 3 are waxed, and number 3, make sure they all line up in the same direction. So directionality here that I see on the picture, I don't know if it's gonna matter or not, but these are larger openings, the rectangular cuts. They're gonna go towards these 2. Yeah, they will matter because that's the only way you can put them on. So the orientation, you won't be able to put it, or don't try to put it the other way. So the orientation is the larger openings. Through these openings, it's going to go in onto the parts number 13, and then we'll lock it up with part number 14 at the end. Just like this. And that's our B1. We're going to put it on the side. Next step number 1 on the bottom left is part number 16. That's on the board number 2. That's right at the center here. to the right of the center line in the middle. And then that one, we need to wax all around, all the gears. Then we need part number 17. They're on board number 2. Let's see, board number 2 to the bottom right. We need 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. A little bit below the middle on the right hand side. And we need 2 parts number 18. They're bottom right. Both of them are there. The number 18s need to be waxed. And any burrs removed. And let's see, the number 17 is going to go in all the way through until they lock into inside those little holes. And then you line the part number 18. Straightening them out a little bit, and then with the part number 18, there's 2 number 10s that are make sure they're on the same location, so all the teeth will match in that case. All right, that's our B2. And then our step number 1 on the bottom in the middle, we need part number 19. That's bottom left of board number 2. Parts number 20, we need 3 of them. They're to the right of the center line on the bottom, and 1 is to the left of the center line, and 2 part number 18s, and they're at the top right here on the same board to the right of the center line. So same again, we're wax number 18s all around. Make sure you remove any extra burrs or any extra material that is staying on there. And then part number 19, also all the wheels are waxed all around. And that's our B3. All right, need to combine that wax because I will need it further down in the assembly. And same thing with part number 20. Let's see, with the longer tab facing outward, shorter tab is going to go into the part number 19. And that's just to make sure that you can insert on a longer tab, you can insert 2 of the number 18s. And both of them is going to stay on there. 1, and then match the number 10s and lock the other one in. That's our B3. Moving on to the page number 6. These parts gonna go on the side. Step number 1 on page number 6, we need parts number 21. That's board number 3 now. That's a large top left, large piece. Parts number, let's see, we'll come back to that one because I need to push all these parts, extra parts on there that are within this part. And we're gonna do the back first. Where we need parts number, let's see, this is the back, front, I guess, it doesn't matter. There's no drawing, nothing on here, so it doesn't matter which one is which. Let's see, and then, so this X, the side where the 4 axes we're gonna have on the right, so that'll be parts number 4 is gonna go in the center here. two of them. Let's see. They were within that part number 21. So once again, same thing. Thinner portion goes in here. The thicker portion is going to go into the part number 22. So the part number 22 can be found on board number 3 also. And it's going to be on the bottom left. So here, with these little tabs, I would put a little bit of wax on them that are inside. So one's going to be on the right facing clockwise and on the left facing up. That one's facing down and clockwise direction. And that's going to go over these two tabs, which I didn't insert correctly. So number 4, they should go horizontally in, not vertically. I hit them vertically. So I'm going to use my helping tool to push it from the back out. If they break, there's a spare ones, at least 4 that I've seen. And then part number 22. And then part number, let's see, we need 23. 2 of them. 23, hold on, 23, 24. 23 and 24 and 25. Now all of them on the top left corner of board number 3. Let's see, so number 24, that's one with the large hole where the thicker portion goes into here in the vertical spot. And then part number 23 with a hole, which is in the center, goes into the top. And then part number 25 with the circle, drawn circle towards you, towards this side, I guess, from the back. You put it over these 2 parts. Snap it over, just like this. So it's visible when you look at from the front, from this perspective. That's our B4. Now we take step number 1 in the center. We take our subassembly A that we did. We turn it around with the pins facing towards you. And B1, that's the first gear that we built with the numbers on here. That's facing towards you. They're going to go on these. It's going to go on this pin, and you need to push it all the way in. All the way through until the pin shows up. So your gear teeth are facing clockwise direction. Then B2, with the gear facing you, that's going to go onto here. Let's see. And you need to put it a little bit under the angle so it fits into, locks it into the gears on B1 and the smaller gears, the large gear, obviously. So what we're going to do, we're going to lift this one up a little bit, insert this one over, and set it up. Just like this. So when I rotate this large gear, the one on the top also rotates. So it's interlocked. And then step number 3 on page number 7, the B3 with the gears again facing outward. We're going to go onto the last pin on the bottom and interlock with this gear, with the smaller gear, and with the B2. So they're going to be like stepped up, all 3 gears. And then you take the B4 with this little target, I guess, put it over. And then this is gonna go, we're step number 7, page number 7, step number 4. These guys gonna go through the axis, through these 1 and 2 sub-assemblies, one at a time, line them up, push it in. And we're gonna push it all the way down as far as they can go. So this gear is sticking out, and they should snap onto 1 and 2. So one at a time. Once you bring it close, we just snap them through all around. And make sure that all parts are lined up and everything. It's sitting nice and straight. So when we rotate this, it should go top and bottom. And make sure that these little, let's see, this pin got right into the hole. This one has not. It's a little rotated. Now it's in the hole. So make sure the 3 pins are in, well, the 2 pins are in the holes. So once you line it up, when you rotate this gear, the top gear will rotate also. And you can go both directions pretty easy. If something's not operating, then it's easier to adjust now than try to do it later on. And I just want to make sure that everything is nice, somewhat straight. You don't want these gears to be crooked. Just making sure that the gears are sitting its proper positions and proper locations. All right, looks like everything is good. Now moving on to the page number 8. Check and make sure that I'm still recording, which is good. And page number 8, top left, step number 1. We need parts number 30. 29, 27, 26, 28, and 30. So 26, 27, board number 1. A little bit to the left of the center line, bottom left. 26, 27. 28 and 29, they're large gear. They're all on board and like all in the same cluster. And 2 30s. So you got all parts that we need. Put that board aside. There's nothing else. There's just a spare number 9 on there. We need to wax the gears. All around. And make sure you remove any material that is on there. And 2 parts number 30, we need to wax those also on the outside. We don't need to send them because the connection points are within the little dips on there. So we're good on that part. I am putting a lot of wax on these parts. Make sure that's going to be nice and lubricated. All right, so with the portion that is downward, we're going to have the gear number 29 on one end. And then once again, make sure that number 10 and 12 are matching, so you don't rotate it. That'd be my assumption, that we need to match these, because otherwise, why would they put it on there? So that's going to be our C1. Step number 1 on the right, we need parts number 31, 32, 33, and 230s. They're probably, my guess would be on board number 2. And let's see, 31, 32, 31 top right corner, 32 a little below the middle on the left, 33 is going to be large gear with then the part number 38, so we need to push that internal piece out and the little nice cute design out. Oh, look, pretty flower. Garbage, because we don't need it for this assembly. And then we need 2 parts number 30. They're on the top right of board number 2. So we'll wax these guys right away since I just pulled them out and I have them in my hands almost. And we do need to wax gear number 33. All right, let's see, 31, 32. Let's see, the tab that is longer, that's where one part number 30 is going to go on that. At the end, locking it in. And then part number 33 is going to go from the other end, where there are steps, and lock it up with part number 30. That's our C2. Step 1 on the bottom left. We have parts number, let's see, they all on board number 2, 36, 2, 35, 1, part number 34, that's this little weird one on the bottom at the center. Part number 38 on the bottom left. And part number 37 in the top right. And then we're done with board number 2. Can put it aside now. That was pretty quick. We need to sand and wax within these little, but I'm just gonna wax. I'm not gonna sand it because I don't see any. Well, there's some connection points, but there's no way you can get in there with sandpaper easily. All right, now we're gonna take this part, 2 circles, the two openings that are, or rectangular openings, cuts that are closer to each other, right above the 2 circles. This little one sticking out should go down to the left. We're gonna do parts number 36 with the longer tab through these holes up until the ends. And then that's going to go through part number 38. So these 3 rectangular holes should match. Just like this. Now part number 35 is going to go through the 3rd hole all the way with the longer tab. And then part number 37, as it's facing down to the left, the flat portion outward, the circular portion towards the inside of this subassembly. It's going to go on the end there. And that's our C3. And then step 1 on the bottom middle, to the right a little bit, we need part number 39, which is on board number 3, top right corner. Let's see, part number 4, they're within these little tabs that we pulled out from whatever part was on that 21. So we need 4 of these guys. And we need 4 of part number 40, which is, I think it's also on these little parts that we pulled out. They're in 2 separate locations, 1 and 2. All right, so the part number 40 needs to be waxed all around. And sand if possible. I will send the other two, I guess, because it was too late on the other ones, just to remove the connection points. I'm assuming that my mechanism is going to be a little bit rough. All right. And then the gear. All around. So part number 44 is going to go in the thicker portion into the gear, and then look it up with part number 40. And 40. And make sure they're flush on both ends. So that's when you press it together, you'll feel coming out on one side and kind of like on the other side, so they're nice and flush. That's our C4. Alrighty. Moving on to the page number 9. I'm gonna clean off a little bit of a mess here. Page number 9, we need our large subassembly, and then we do C2 and C1. So C1 will go into the second hole on the right here from the top, and then C2 is going to go into the first hole right at the center, I guess. So this one and this one interlocking. Step number 2, we're going to put part number, the subassembly, with the larger piece, that whatever, the one that with the circular part on it, towards the gear. That's going to go into this tab, locking these two in. Match the tabs into the openings. Match that little part with the hole and lock these in. Step number 3, and then we need to lock it with part number 41, and part number 41 is on board number 3 right at the center on the left. And let's see, we need to wax it. They got dips for the connection point, so just wax. And that one's gonna go, it's a little offset, so it doesn't matter, it doesn't have a directionality on there, it's gonna go over. And then part number C3 is gonna go right inside there over this part, so it's gonna be a little bit offset. Some gears will match, some of them will not. All right, and then step number 4, we're gonna lock it up with part number 42, also on board number 3. It's a little bit to the below the middle on the right hand side. It's got inside, it has a part number 56, so we need to carefully remove part number 56 and put it on the side. It still has the circular part over it, and then we need to sand inside the surface of part number 42, and we need to put wax on it. And then make sure you match the tabs. Should go right in all the way. Locking it in with a little tab sticking out. And then step number, let's see, this one doesn't match. Just popping out a little bit. And then the step number 5, we need part number 43, also on board number 3, top right. We need to sand outside these little connection points all around. And then we need to wax it all around and put it over this little sub-assembly. Just like this. I'm not sure if the little X should match in there or not. It may or may not. So just make sure it matches with the holes, put it in, and now we need to make sure that this gears move inside there, that they're interlocking. That the gears interlocking and they move. So in my case they do. A little tough. And then as they rotate, you should see the guys here inside also rotate. And we need to make sure that we overcome all that friction. Feel a little bit of a stubbornness there. Let's see, I'm gonna pull that part out. All right, looks like we ran out of storage again, so I'm playing with the sub-assembly at the top here, and I'm making sure that all the gears are moving, so I'm not sure where we got stuck. So there was a part where like the little bit of wax is sticking out in between the gears, so that was the issue of preventing it from moving it around. I took a couple parts off, and I'm just making sure that it moves all around this little piece here. So as you can see, one way it goes fine. It's rotating all around. Let's try the other way. Should do the same thing the other way, so it should rotate all around. And there's a little jump. So there's a little bit of interference somewhere, but I'm checking right now. Looks like it's rotating fine, one way, the other way. All good. We're gonna put this part back on. Check again. Goes all the way around, except somewhere here. There's a little bit of interference. All right, let's see, we're gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna take all these off, and I'm gonna sand this part. That's the port number 41. All around. Not a lot, just like 1-2 runs. on every part of the surface, and let's see, put it back on. No interference here, no interference, maybe a little bit of a, so that's why it's very important that all gears are nice and clean. Make sure there's no like extra parts sticking out or wood sticking out, because it looks like that might be something that's preventing me from having a nice motion there. You don't want to put everything together and then to realize that you need to put everything apart. So now once I put this, nice and easy, smooth motion all around, so shouldn't have any issues here. Next step is that part number 41, still all good. Next is this little sub-assembly or the little part, still all good. Well, there's no other features that we just added or anything like that, so now we need to enter this guy in, and then as we rotate him around, he should be getting into the gears like nice and easy and going both directions of or counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, either way. It should go in without any issues. I have a little bit of wax on here, so let me clean this off. That could be one of the preventative problems. So counterclockwise it goes fine. Looks like I can make the full circle, and then let's go the other way. Not an issue, not a problem. So all around, all good. And then we insert one more component. A little bit of a hesitation there, but still we can move it through. I don't like the way it's moving, so let me take it apart one more time. Gonna send it inside here. And put a little bit more wax on here. Send it these guys all around. A little bit of a wax. And these part number, I can't take them out. I'm just gonna send it all around. Those are the ones that I didn't send, all of them, remember? So there looks like they're preventing me. There's a little bit of a hiccup. And now one of these parts. So, because we're rotating very nice and easy all around here. Moving any of the directions. But once we put these parts on, that's when the hiccups start happening. So this one's fine. The other way is fine too. Now this guy on. Now this guy, that's when we start having the issues. Let's see. Might not be, all of them might not be straight. Okay, that one's fine. That is fine. Now this guy. I'm just working the gears through, make sure I think I found possibly, so it should be nice and smooth motion all around here. And maybe that wax is preventing from moving it very easy. All right, let's try again. I think that's what it was. So now I have a nice motion all around. A little sticking, but that's fine. All right. Looks like we have full motion all around without any hesitation now. I'll get back to it if we do eventually. So that's our subassembly C. We're going to put it aside. Step number or page number 10. Step number 1 in the top left. Need part number 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 246s. There should be all on board number 3. Let's see, 44, top left, 45, 30 is going to be, where's 30? Top right. 46 is going to be top right corner, 2 of them. One is a little bit below. 47 and 48, they're also top right. All right, so sand and, well, wax, I guess. Gonna need to use another wax. I have spare here. So 47, 48, 30 is waxed. And then parts number 46 also. I like that tea light candle wax a little bit better because it's not as sticky. I mean, it does, as you can see, there's a lot of it falling off, but it's not as sticky as the one that is provided with the kits. As far as the stickiness for the friction or friction coefficient, I think this one's a little better. It even feels different on your hands. So part number 46, make sure you match the 2 little dots on there to make sure that the gear teeth are matching. Then part number 47 and 48 is the smaller one. And now 48 is on the end. That's our D1. Step number 1 on the right, we need part number 49, 2 of them. They're on the right hand side. Board number 3, they're key looking things. Part number 50, that's the one that we, looks like, no, that's not the one. 50 is right at the center on the bottom here. 351s, they're on the right hand side, the bottom right. 451, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 is bottom left. A little bit to the left of the center line. Now we need to wax part number 50 all around. Part number 51 all around, all 3 of them. And here we need to combine these 2 keys together. Put part number 50, so as you inserted, the little teeth should face clockwise direction, and then all the 51s over it as far as they can go. And that's our D2. Moving on to the page number 10, bottom left, step number 1. You need part number 52. That one's on board number 4 on the top of it, and then part number 53. So 53 is gonna be, my assumptions, on board number 3 still. Let's see. 53, port number 53, they're looking kind of like number 4. No, they're on board number 4. It's within this little large P71. So we need to push it out, and we need all 4 of them. So now we need to send Oh, the part number 62 and 63 are within this little piece. There are teeth on here, so I wouldn't sand it. I'll just wax it all around. And then we need to wax all the gears around the gear. Alrighty. Clean off the wax a little bit. And then these parts gonna go into these 4 holes with a thinner portion in there, obviously. You won't be able to put them any other way. And then 2 parts number 54 is gonna go with these, onto these. And that's in step number 2. All right, step number 2, those are on board number 4, top right, and center a little bit above to the left of the center line. And now we need to sand this larger circular portion outside all around. And we also need to wax this portion. All right, and this is gonna go over these 4 holes, facing so counterclockwise direction. Right? No, the other way around. So it is, in my case, it is incorrect. So there is a directionality of it. We need to push these parts out. Directionality. And let's see, so the holes, the hole in the center circle should be closest to you. And then going to the right, that goes away. And that's the side that you insert the 53s from. And now you put the 54 on there. All the way through. Now it should go the right way. So they do need to put a little directionality disclaimer on there. And that's our D3. All right, put it aside. Step number 1 on the right on the bottom of page number 10. We have number 55. That's on board number 3, bottom left. 2 parts number 4, I have them from before pulled out, and part number 56 also have it pulled out from before. Let's see, we need parts number 4. And these gonna go right at the center here. And then part number 56, we need to remove that outer circle from it, wax it. It's kind of hard to sand. And the teeth should face counterclockwise direction. We put it over part number 4. Make sure it snaps all around. Now we need 2 wax. Part number 55 all around. And we need to sand it. Wax sand it and wax it, sorry. There we go, and that's our D4. All right, moving on to page number 11. Need part number 57 on step number 1, bottom right of board number 3. And then parts number 58, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're also on board number 3, bottom left, 1. A little bit to the right of below the middle, 2. To the left below the middle, on the edge, 3. To the right below the middle, right at the middle, 4. To the left a little bit above the middle, 5. And then top left is number 6. And these gonna go into these 3 tabs. Let's wax the gear first. Oh, nice. Ooh, look at my hand. So we put all around part number 58. Let me clean off here a little bit. And then let's see, now we get our spring, and our spring's gonna go with a little lip facing clockwise direction right on inside. And we need, in step number 3, we need to make sure that it exits somewhere, which wouldn't matter. I guess whichever way you set it, these 2 bottom pins, it should go in between one on the left and one on the right. Go outside and then stay outside. So right here, in between the 2, and just stay outside so it shouldn't cross and back inside. And then we put the D4, the one that we just assembled, over this sub-assembly. With a little bit of a guidance of your helping tool to make sure that's snaps in, everything snaps in. Then our next step, let's see, it's number 4 on the bottom. We need 4 parts number 59. They're on board number 4, top right corner. Almost corner. And these guys outside, and I would wax on the inside too. Need a little bit more wax here. Light waxing. And these, let's see, with the teeth interlocking with these guys, gonna put it all around. The centerpiece. And now D3 over it, because there's a little hole in there, so once they're gonna lock it in. Let's see now with the little D2 piece, we need to put it in, spread this a little bit and put it over the spring. Hold on, I'll explain about it in a second. All right, so you need to split a little bit these two parts and make sure that flat portion of the spring goes in between these two parts. So kind of guide it through and then push it in, and that's the way it's gonna go. Then you turn it upside down, and you need, from board number 3, we need part number 60 on the bottom left and 61 on the bottom right, a little below the middle. Then we're done with board number 3. We can put it aside. And so both of these need to be waxed. And part number 60, we insert it over the key. Up until it gets into the hole. And then part number 61, let's see, the keys, gear teeth should face counterclockwise, and then we insert it from the bottom. So if you flip it over, they're gonna face clockwise. If you flip it the way it's shown, it should face counter. And then obviously, as you bring it in, turn it upside down, that's gonna face clockwise. So that's the way it should go. And then that's locking it in. In step number 7, moving on to the page number 12, we need to rotate this whole assembly clockwise until the spring gets inside those parts and locks into the one of these little tabs. As it gets onto that tab, you can try to continue pushing it over or widening it, or you can use the helping tool and kind of bring it over this tab, locking the lip onto the tab. And that's step number 8. That's what it shows on here. So it's locked on the tab, and then I pushed it over the tab, so it's fully locked on there, and that's our D5. I'm gonna move it on the side for now. Next step, number 1 on the bottom of page number 12. We need parts number 30, 2 of them. They're on the right hand side of board number 4, right at the center there. Part number 62 and 63, they're on the little piece that we already removed. They were on the top left of the board number 4. Then we need the part number 64 on the left, a little bit to the above the center line here, or middle. And we got another 30 in there, so 30 is gonna get waxed. And we're gonna do 63 into 64 or 62, with the longer tab's gonna go through the X here from the left hand side while the teeth are facing away from you, and that long pin is towards the top, or long post, or whatever you want to call it, just like this. Then we lock it from one side with part number 30 and from the other side with part number 30, and that's going to be our D6. Put it aside. Step number 1 in the middle here, we need parts number 48. We're still on board number 4. We need part number, let's see, 48. Actually, we pulled that out some time ago. Yeah, that was our spares. On the left hand side, halfway towards the bottom. Part number 48. Part number 65, that's the top right corner. 2 gears number 66, bottom left. Tiny gears. And 267, also bottom left, diagonally from those 66. All right, and then we need 2 wax number 67 for sure. Never forget about the gears. Those must be waxed. I mean, theoretically, you could assemble it. You've done it like on the larger, small, simpler parts or simpler models. Yeah, that's not going to interfere as much. No, you can work them in pretty easy. But when you get to the complex, something complex like a clock, then definitely you need it. By the way, we forgot to wax on D6. We need to wax these gears here. Alrighty. Let's see. Little part number 48 is going to go through one end, that little tiny tab. And then 266 all the way in from the other side from the long tab. Make sure the gears match. I'm not sure if they're equal number or even or odd. Alrighty, and that's our D7. We're gonna put it aside, and then the last D on this page is D8. We need parts number 30. We're still on board number 4. You need 2 of them, top left and top a little bit to the right of the center line. 68 and 69, they're on a little below the middle on the left here. And part number 70 right below it. So let's see, number 30 needs to be waxed. (68) into 69. The end that is larger, that's where the part number 30 is going to go to by itself. And the part that is smaller, you're going to have 70 first, and then lock it with the part number 30. And that's our D8. Put it aside. Page number 13. Clean up the surface here. Let's see, we need our part number 71. It's on board number 4, bottom right. It's that large piece here. Need to take out all these internal parts number 9. And that's, I can't really show, just remove that. And turn it around. Make sure these are facing counterclockwise direction, and we need parts number 72, 73, and 74. They're also on board number 4, top left corner for 72s, 3 of them. 73 is to the right top right, and then 74 is right below it. All right, so let's see, 72, they're gonna go into these 3 holes right around this circle here with the longer tabs towards you, and then part number 73 is going to go over. That's the one with the triangle. That's going to go on first, and then the one with the triangle and the hole is going to go second. Locking it in. That's our D9. All right, we're going to take our sub-assembly, and then our D1, that's the first guy that we assembled, it's going to go into the top right hole, interlocking with the gear. D5 is going to go next with the key sticking out towards you. It's going to go right into this hole here. Make sure it sits nice and interlocks with this gear and interlocks. Nothing interlocking here yet. This gear and here, 2 gears. Sits all the way in. Yep. Page number 14. We're gonna have D7. That's the this long guy. It's gonna go on the bottom left hole here. And then let's see, and D6 gonna go into the hole on the bottom left. And then this tube, guys, we're gonna rotate this guy. Hold on, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take this guy out, rotate it a little bit. I'm gonna rotate it to make sure this little step is towards the top. So I can insert this easier. And then it said, I don't see any steps on this guy, but we need to make sure that we start with the gears interlocking that with the first gear. So just make sure that that first gear is interlocking with the teeth, and once that is done, D6, D7, D8 we haven't inserted anywhere yet. Let me see, make sure we don't lose it anywhere. D8, no, it's later. All right, so the next step is D9. Make sure you match everything, and then this little hole is gonna go onto the pin, and everything else also should match. All right, so let's see. We're gonna start bottom left corner. We're gonna go through these tabs, or through the holes on the left. On the right, on the left. Make sure this guy matches the little hole, this guy. Let's see, we need to move it a little bit. One over, the teeth are matching up. One in the center, this one's locked, good. One on the right, this guy on the right. Keep on pushing down. One on the left, make sure that everything is matching. All right, we got these all pre-inserted. Now we need slowly to guide it in. And make sure the hole's matching here. Oh, hole is in, we're good. Can go a little further down, locking it in. That one's sticking out. That one's down, that one's down. Now this needs to, these guys need to match here. Anything else? Am I forgetting something? No, no, no. not gonna match because this is out. Out of gear. Here we go. Here we go. Need to make sure all the holes are matching. And then everything should fall into place. That one get out. That one's in. Holes are in. Everything is in. Everything is in. This guy's in. So everything is matching. Top holes are locked. Everything is locked. All the tabs are locked. Everything is in here. All right. So everything is sitting in its places where it's supposed to be, locked in place. And now step number 5, we need to put part number 9's all 7 on there. Then we pulled them out a little bit earlier. Let's see, all these part number 9's gonna lock everything in place. 2. You might want to kind of match them up a little bit because you can insert them with the points down, up and down, or to the sides. So to make it look nice and pretty, I mean, in my case, I did it to the side. And let's see, we're moving on to the page number 15. So everything is assembled there, everything is sitting on the wheels, on the pins, everything is good. All right, step number 6 on page number 15. We have parts number 76. They're on board number 5 now. Right top corner, top right, top left. A little bit below, like half a middle on the right and half on the top section on the left. Oops. Part number 77 just fell out. And we don't need this internal portion, we can take out. And 75 is right within it, so we need to push the 75 out, and we need 2 number 4s. I have some spare on here. Looks like we probably will have some on board number 5. Okay, let's do 76 first. They're gonna go into these little 4 holes around this part. At the top, and then 77 with the 12 towards the top, obviously, just like a clock. We'll go over. Make sure the tabs are matching, and then lock it all in. Here we go. And then 75, I said, with 2 4s, looks like they're bottom left here. I mean, I do have some spares, but they're bottom left on board number 5. So those gonna go into the, let's see, right around this key. On the right and left hand side. and that's where we put that little sign that says engine over, with the obviously with the engine part words facing up. And you might want to use the little helping tool to make sure you don't break a part, to leverage it a little bit. So it sits nice and tight in there. Next step is number 7. We need part number 78 and D8. So D8 is going to go into this hole right here with the where only one cylinder is at. So just like this. And then 78 is going to go on the side here. Board number 78 is on board number 4, top right. So that one says seconds on here. And let's see, where does it go? It goes on the left-hand side, in between 2 gears. In between this gear and the one below it, the one that it's running, it kind of like halfway or centered in between them. So like just like this. So it's this gear and this gear about the same distance in between. Alrighty. Next step. That's D8 we already installed. Next step is we need this small 2 rubber bands that we have. D diameter at 10 millimeter, the tiny one. That's gonna go over this little hook and on the hook on the actual frame. So from the back, so we kind of need to put it over. Let's see, this one's going to be a little bit of might be a little bit of an issue to get it on there. So I'm going to use the helping tool kind of to push it in so it hooks. Hooks on this part, then pull it from the bottom and snap it over this little tab. So hooks right here and then here, making sure that you guys can see it. Yeah. Next step, I'm gonna put it aside. We need to cut this rubber band into 4 pieces and about 15 millimeter length. So let's see, I'm gonna do snap it with the scissors, and I can do minus 10 millimeter each, so I need 15. I'm gonna use the knife and slice it into 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna put that aside just in case if these are too short. We need part number 79. They're on the board number 4, bottom left. And that's it with board number 4. We don't have any other parts in here, a couple spares, but we're gonna put it aside so we don't throw it out just yet. And these gonna go on the bottom over these tabs. And so you put the rubber band over the tab, kind of hold it, and then part number 79 to lock the rubber band on there. so it sticks out from the bottom and serves as the leg, or the nice rubberized leg support for the clock. Alright, just like this. Hold it for both ends and put another option is to put it down, put the rubber band over, and kind of press the leg in. And then finish it up with your hands if needs to be. So that's done with the page number 15. Moving on to the page number 16. Now we need to make sure, let's see, the mechanism, what are we doing here? We need to rotate the mechanism until it locks and sits right against the top of that little shelf. So we need to rotate this gear clockwise by hand until this little arm locks it at the top. Just like this, push it back down. And now we install part number 48 and 80. They're on board number 5. 80 is a little bit to the right of the center line, and 48 is a little bit to the left and up. So it's at the center. And now this one we install on this guy. Need to rotate that gear. So this needs to face kind of like diagonally down. Oh, that's what it was. We're supposed to be, so we're back on this page. So I just adjusted it where we install it, this location. So that's what it was saying, that this little tab, the longer part of it should face the first gear on that D6 part. So I just pushed the D6 a little bit in, adjusted the gear, and set it back in. Now we need part number 82 for step number 12. 82 and 81, they're on board number 5. Top a little bit to the right. Let's see, I'll forget to lock it with part number 48. Right, and then part number 82 is going to go into this hole right here. And part number 81, which has got the little hole, that's a thicker part too, with the hole towards the top. It's going to go into these two openings here with the tabs. Okay, now push it in. And then part number 83, step number 13, part number 83 will be a little bit below, on the top right corner, a little bit below part number 82. We need to wax it. and that's gonna go into a little bit more wax. Wax the top. It's gonna go over this little portion hook onto part number 81. Now we need part number 84, top right corner. And we need to sand and wax these surfaces, these round surfaces. And the reason why we need to wax it because we need to insert it through these little 81 and 82, while 83 is there. So, and then with the 0 going in first, we need to kind of slide it in and rotate it as you're sliding it in. Rotate it through and stop at 0 when this little arrow matches the 0. Here we go. Just like this. Step 4, so 0 should match with the arrow, pointing arrow. All right, and then step number 14, need part number 85, 2 of them. They're on board, should be on board number 5. Let's see where they at. One is a little bit below the middle on the right, and one is on the left halfway. And then part number 86 is the top right. It says UGears mechanical model, so you can't miss it. So these two guys gonna go right at the 2 openings here, right at the center, bottom center. And then we put UGears over these. I'm holding it from the bottom just to make sure I don't break any of the larger pieces. Obviously UGears needs to face down. Then step number 15, we need part number 87, which is also on board number 5 on the middle on the left hand side. And part number 70 is a little bit above it on the to the right. So, and then this is gonna set towards number 12 over the part here. And part number 70 to lock it in. And step number D, last step on the right, we need to wind it 2 times, 1 and 2, I guess, at 180, and that's it. That's all we need to do. 2 times 180, okay. Moving on to the page number 17. Checking, make sure we're still recording. And here we need step number 1, we need part number 88 and 89. 89 is the top right corner. And 88 is going to be to the left a little bit. That's with the little measuring on there. We need to wax these little 2 tabs on the right and the left. Put the ball that we had inside, and then push part number 89 over it, locking it completely in place, and that's our E1. Step number 1 at the top in the middle here, we need parts number 90 and 91. 90 are on the right hand side here, a little bit above the middle, and 91 is 91 is at the top, a little bit to the right, top right corner technically. So we need to wax this little tab here, round off 90 with the tab. This tab towards the back, and the top is gonna go towards the back, just like this. Step number 2, part number 92 to lock it in. 92 is on the left hand side on the top there, top left, with a little square towards the top and hole towards the back, or left in my case. It's gonna go over these tabs. And then step number 3, we need part number 94, which is at the top right here. Waxing these hooks on the bottom, and we need to sand and wax this little top triangle. And that's gonna go onto the front here with the 4 tabs pushing through, or from the right hand side, I guess, in my case. All the way in, locking it in, and that's our E2. Put it aside. Step number 1 on the bottom left, we need part number 95 and 96. 95, that's that long piece on the left. 96 gonna be at this little bit to the left of the center, a little bit above the middle. That little sub-assembly that we just did with the hooks towards the back, it's gonna go from the back into the part number 95, or from the left, and then 96 with the little 3 lines facing outward to the right. We're gonna push it from the right hand side, locking it, the part E2, locking E2 in. Then step number 2, we need part number 97. That's to the right of the center at the top right of board number 5. That's gonna go, we need to wax these little tabs on part number 95 and push that part over carefully. And then E1 is gonna get inserted right in that space in between, just like this. Then we push the 97 up all the way to the tabs to lock that part in. And that's our E3. Moving to this step, page number 18. Step number 1, top left corner. We have parts number 98, 99, and 100. They're all on board number 5. How much we get left? Almost done. Let's see. Testing is going to be the pain in the butt. Adjusting it. Oh, this is a wheel. So we need 98, 99, and 100. 98 is right of the center, a little bit to the left here. Oh, took it out with 101. 98, 99 is to the right of that wheel. And then 100 is on the inside here of the other wheel. 1, 1. I'm gonna take these out. So this is gonna go over here. Little caliper locking with 100. just like this. And then we need, let's see, 5 more 100s. They're all within these little circles. Push those from the back. These gonna go all around the brake with the let's see, with this little step and tab on the outside. Next step, number 3, we need part number 101. That's this guy. Take the inside piece out, facing towards the back, and then these little 100's gonna go into the holes all around. Then 102 over it. There's 2 of them on the right, a little below the middle, and then to the right or left of the center line. So that's gonna go over and push all the way down, just like this. And then another 101 is gonna go 102, and then 103, 104. So 103 is gonna be bottom on a little bit to the left of the center line, and then 104 on the left hand side. And we need to wax this little long extension, carefully pushing it out to make sure you don't break this little tab pin. So we just lightly wax it, and that's gonna go with the caliper on the right, that's gonna go on the left hand side. And the 103 is gonna go on the right hand side. Next is 102 again. It's a little to the left of the center line at the below middle. And then 101 over that, locking these in. And that's our E4, a little wheel. Move it to the side. Now we need to go on board number 6. And we need parts number 105, 106, 107, and 108. So 105 is going to be right at the center here. 106 going to be top right. I mean, we had it somewhere else. I'm assuming that's probably going to be on, oh, top left. Fine. 107, 108 on the bottom left. So 106 going to go into the, let's see, with these little circles towards you. 106 going to go from the front into the top hole. And then we put 107 over it, and 108 with the engine towards the top, the word engine clock. Then the step number 2, we need part number 109. It's on the right hand side. Carefully remove it. Another 106 and 110 on top left. So 106 gonna go in the center hole right at the top of the center, and then 110 with a shorter tab's gonna go into the bottom hole. And then these guys gonna go through these two holes on the sub-assembly that we just did, all the way in. Next is 111, step number 3. 111 is a top center. Careful, taking it out. And then this with the drawing towards you goes over these two tabs with the circular portion going towards the right top, towards the top. Then 112, same thing, there's like a little kind of pointy that's gonna go over 110 going this way. And then 113 to lock it up, it's on the same board, can't miss it. It's gonna go right at the center. Then we need part number 114 on the left. Now all these lines towards the back and that circular portion or little circle towards the right. We need to sand it, this internal portion, because there's going to be some moving components, and we need two numbers 115 into these 4 holes, and then we put the other sub-assembly over it, over 115s, kind of matching, just like this. Moving on to the page number 19. We're done with board number 6. So in step number 5 on page number 19, part number 116 on bottom right. We need 2 of them. And then 6 number 117. Carefully with 116s. And then bottom right, 6 117. So we need to sand and wax all of them. There's a connection points on there, so make sure you remove those for sure. That's our pistons for the engine. All right, and then make sure you wax them all too. All right, all are waxed. Now on the left hand side, the left one with the this tab should slant downward to the left. We're gonna put 3 of these over, 1, 2, and 3, and clean it up a little bit, and they're gonna go on the left hand side through the hole there. And then, oh, we need to sand this long pin too on the left. And then we need to sand and wax this pin. One's going to go on the right, and that one needs to slant outward to the right bottom. right in here. And then step number 6, we need parts number 118, 119, and 120 times 2. 118 is on the right. 119 is a little bit to the right of the center line. And 120 are on the bottom left. 2 of them. Need my helping tool. All right, so 118's first. $119 second, locking it in. Careful when you balance it out. And then 120 is gonna go over these. Kind of hold the parts, make sure you don't break anything. And then same thing on the left. And lock it up with 120. And that's our E5. Moving on to the page number 20. Now we need the last pin. We're gonna take our sub-assembly. That one's gonna go with the, let's see, let's turn it around. These little teeth's gonna go over the gear. And we're gonna put it over this little tab, I guess. Let's see, over here, and then the pin's gonna go from that part that is sticking out from the hole. Push it through. Maybe. Let's see if it's gonna go through all the holes. We might need to work them through. I'm gonna use my tool here to push it in. Then it's gonna go through the sub-assembly. There's 2 holes on there. One. Then it's gonna go through the second hole of the clock. Need to make sure it matches the location. And then I'm gonna use the helping tool because it is sharp. To push it on there. Fit it in, keep on going. That one's, didn't think it's gonna be that tough, but let's see. Turn around, it did fit. Yep, all right. So we can keep on going on that. Slowly. But surely. And then we insert into the last hole on this little sub-assembly, the total sub-assembly. So now these little two teeth are sitting over the gear. And then into the hole on that long piece. To keep it steady, just like this. So it should go only a little bit. And now we put the little gear, or the wheel, opening facing towards the back. We're gonna put it from the bottom here. All the way, not all the way, but somewhat to the middle. Make sure everything is nice and leveled. Step number 3, we need to do 2 more windings. Let's see, 1, 2. And we're done, I guess. Let me see what's the, to avoid loosening the drive spring, we recommend not leaving the module wound up with the locked mechanisms for a long time. Let's see, locking, okay, start, stop, wind up, 2, 1 to the 8. I'm trying to figure it out. All right, so we put it on stop. We do wind up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's step number 2. We need to rotate this gear to unlock it. No, to 815, I guess. $15. This one, oh, that was supposed to be at 8 already. All right, and then we remove the stop. And then this should start clicking. Now we need to troubleshoot. Okay, a little rotation, here we go. All right, something's on the way. Oh, you know what? We're gonna move it the other way. Little troubleshooting. Need to make sure that this movement is nice and smooth. There we go. I want to make sure that everything unwinds. And everything settles in. That's a fast speed. So to make sure all the mechanisms are working and everything else, that's why I removed that little stopper here. So let's see, I can stop it again with this guy, locking this larger gear here on the bottom. So when I wind it up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can move this on the side. I'm holding it with my hand right now, so just wanted to show you guys what's going on here. So I don't want to... so this gear is moving. I don't know if I can tilt it a little bit. My hour clock is moving. My second clock is moving. So here's I'm going to the 60, resets to 0 again. Oops. Let me wind it up again. It goes all the way up to, well, this one needs to be adjusted 60. So that's you need to make sure this hand sits inside to drop on 60, so we need to adjust this. And then it drops to 60 and drops down. My hour clock is moving too, so which is a good sign. Just I need the adjustment on this second piece. All right, let's lock this guy up for a second. Let's see this. We can move it a little bit to the left and inside. Make sure it sits in there. And now setting this guy up. So now when we wind it up, one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough. So now our second clock is moving. Much slower rate than before, which is the way it's supposed to be. Now I'm gonna stop it, rotate it towards myself, and set our pistons on. So this guy's gonna go right in front with this 2 little tabs over the circular portion. Locking that whole mechanism in so it doesn't go backwards. So now I can wind it up a little bit more, move this stopper to the side, and give it a little bit of a push. Now I'm gonna need to go a little bit forward so we get our pistons working. Lift this one up, lift this one up. So, well, in either case, I'm gonna wax everything, and I'm gonna show you guys how it works after waxing that larger gear, just to make sure that we have all the steps. So just I need a minute to make sure that you guys are not sitting and watching watching me waxing that thing. So after that, it's theoretically it should be running nice and smooth like a clockwork. Well, that's the whole idea, isn't it? So let's see. This wheel is to do the adjustment as far as the time or the seconds, how fast it goes, moves, the pendulum moves. Right, and then the other side is the actual clock. All right, after a few adjustments, here's the pretty much right here, cleaning off these little gears on here because I had a little bit too much wax, sanding them off a little bit. So we got running pistons, which are sitting on that little pendulum, and we got a working clock. So as it works, it's pretty much as soon as this is gonna get here, it'll spin and just drop down, because this lever right here, that's gonna get moved. And so you can wind it up, and here's our running clock. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, concerns, feel free to leave a comment below in the video. You can also send us email to info@ugears.us. If you need part replacement, that's info@ugears.us, or customer service at ugearsmodels.com. Once again, any questions, any comments, feel free. We'll try to reply as soon as we can, normally within about 24 hours or so, but may take a little bit longer because we don't check, like, let's say YouTube or whatever too often. In either case, don't forget to like the video and follow our channel. There's there are a lot of assembly videos on there. I'm gonna be making more, and we'll see you guys next time. This was Dimitri with Ukidz LLC.
and UGears US. We'll see you soon.